How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scarlet, and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon rumor and leak video. Today we've got some stuff to take a look at, so sit back, relax, and grab yourself a beverage, and let's get started. First things first, we're starting off over here on, of course, Twitter, with Centro leaks kind of coming through, or Centro in general, just coming through with some of the new information from Kaka, the, kind of leaker. It's been putting out a bunch of information lately, who's been correct, but also some of his stuff is a bit more questionable. Just keep that in mind. So not all of this is confirmed, please remember, but here is the I think part 13, as well as we're gonna have to go here part 12. We're gonna start with part 12 first, and then part 13, and then also I want to quickly point out that there has been technically a new trailer today for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I will point out that it was the most, I'm gonna be honest, disappointing thing I have ever seen. Sure, in one sense, basically what they did was they gave us a trailer that revealed the main theme of the game. Now, that's cool and all. I'm gonna be honest, that's cool. Nice, the main theme. You see, the problem is, I don't care. I just do not care. They did like a reveal of that and just showing it off and whatever. They even gave out, I think, the actual the sheet music for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet theme song, which people can download so you can actually play it on your piano or whatever other instrument you want to play it on, which I think is pretty cool, okay? I think this is actually pretty awesome. If it wasn't for the fact, okay, the only issue I have with this is we don't even know what's going to be happening in this game. We have no official thingy confirming a bunch of the basic stuff we want to know. What's the game's features? What, will it offer? How long is the gameplay time? Just basic questions that haven't been answered, but meanwhile, they're giving us this. So I'm not going to lie, but this is genuinely, in my opinion, quite disappointing to see. It's cool. I think the idea is cool. I just think that right now, the last thing we need is, this. But nonetheless, let's get into some of the more interesting stuff, which is this right here. Starting things off from the top is this. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks part 12. Primeape's evolution is fighting Ghost, which is interesting because I think even over here, Central actually has an interesting post, which is from Trash Boat here, who basically said Primeape died and became a Ghost type. Holy Ash, it actually happened. Basically, there's this entry from back in the day where it says that it has been known to become so angry that it dies as a result. Its face looks peaceful in death, however, which is, I'm gonna be honest right now, insane. Are we really, we're really I don't know, dude, I don't know, man, this is crazy. If true. Then again, again, this is what's being said by one of the leakers, one of the people who's been saying stuff, which is, the Kaka leaker, which can't always be trusted. So next one, Murkrow doesn't apparently have a new evolution, was just a misunderstanding. So Murkrow is not confirmed, is deconfirmed now. You can remove Murkrow from that list of Pokemon, which is a bit disappointing, I think, for a lot of, people, fans and stuff. The new move learning system from PLA is back, so there you go. That's going to be actually pretty decent, I think. Ancient and future Pokemon are called in-game paradox Pokemon. So they're a paradox. And now, okay, so to put it in layman's terms, a paradox is something that, if we were to put it like this, right? A paradox, I don't even know how to explain a paradox. I mean, I guess explaining a paradox is a bit of a paradox in itself. But basically, in layman's terms, a paradox is kind of almost like a snake eating its own tail, right? Think of a snake eating its own tail. It's a paradox because, if it's eating itself, how's that going to function, right? It's just a paradox. It's kind of hard to explain it, if you, let's say, put a portal that, goes to another portal, and if you put one portal on a box and then put the box on that portal, through that portal rather, what would happen? Would the box go literally through itself? How's that going to function? It's a bit of a paradox, right? Sure, there are sometimes solutions that people come up with, but that's besides the point. They're basically calling them paradox Pokemon because they are going to be a paradox. They're Pokemon that literally are a paradox. How do they even exist? How are they here? They are not what we think they are, but they also are that same thing at the same time. There is no true solution to them, which I think is an interesting and very cool concept for their background and everything. I think personally, I'm all on board for that. Looks like also their new Pokemon, Ami, Refresh, and Camp equivalents for this gen is also what replaces breathing. So basically, it's Pokemon Picnic. You can wash your Pokemon there. Some don't like to be washed, which is fair enough. Washing them restores their HP and increases friendship. You can also get eggs. So instead of breeding Pokemon, in a daycare, so to say. There's no daycares anymore. You can still do breeding, but it's going to be through this method instead, through these Pokemon picnics. And they're basically what's going to be replacing, the camps, Poke-Me and stuff like that. It's going to be replacing those aspects, and that's also, it's also going to be basically 2 in 1, right? It's replacing the, the camps and stuff like that, but it's also replacing the breeding method and the daycares. Which is interesting. Then apparently Paradox Jigglypuff, which is a past version, and Paradox Delibird Future retain their original typings, so they're going to remain the same as they usually are, which is fair enough. Paradox Pokemon from the past are exclusive to Scarlet, and Paradox Pokemon from the future are exclusive to Violet. This is something we kind of already predicted and assumed was going to be the case. We kind of already knew this was going to be a situation here, to be frankly honest, but some people might have thought differently, and now we have confirmation for it. You can get as many Paradox Pokemon as you want to from the endgame area. Okay, that actually sounds awesome, but does that mean, that seems to be implying that we can't get as many as we want to in the beginning of the game, in the general part of the game, which is fair enough. But that maybe also that has to relate with the exclusives, maybe that we don't have to do even trading for exclusives. Now, you get the Rotom catalog via the new auctions mechanic. So there has been this talk about like an auction mechanic, similar to how like you have auctions in real life, but also auctions in like games like MMO games, often like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars 2, stuff like that. But in this, you're not going to be trading with other players. You're going to be buying items specifically from NPCs on this auction. And apparently you can get the Rotom catalog with different, ways to evolve it there. At some point in development, a new Rotom form was planned, but was actually scrapped, which is quite disappointing. And then also, there's a Chili, I guess, that is a hint for a new Pokemon. Not sure if that's relating to the starters or not. And there's other hints for the evolutions. Basically, these are, I guess, are these hints for like the starter evolutions? I'm guessing they are. So, of course, for Sprigatito, it seems to show like a kind of a magic wand almost. I don't even know what to call this because I can't really, figure it out from like, it's a magic wand. Okay, so it's literally magic wand, which means I guess we can expect like Sprigatito to be a little bit of a magician, right? A little bit of a magic cat. For Quoxley, it's a man dancing, so I guess a dancer. And then for I guess for Coco, it seems to say here that it's a man singing, which I can't really tell from this image if this, thingy, if it is or isn't. But apparently, yeah, I guess Fuecoco is going to be getting a singer. So they're all based on some form of entertainment in some sense, right? Based on this. One's a magician, one's like, almost like street entertainers in some way, almost. A singer, a magician, and a dancer. Kind of an interesting combo that kind of fit well together. Then they say the following, which is the coin Pokemon evolves into a golden Ninhen, which I don't know what that exactly is, but fair enough. Regarding the map size, if you don't go to the sea, maybe it's a bit small, but if you go into the sea or the island, it's big. So apparently, okay, the base map, the base starting area is pretty small, but I guess if you go out, onto the ocean and you explore the ocean of the game, you're gonna have far more like, actual stuff to see, an actual world to see, and more exploration to be able to do and stuff like that. So keep that in mind, which is interesting. There's also been this map leak that's been popping up recently. It's apparently been taken down, which is quite strange, but I think it's fair enough to at least point it out. He says also the Arceus is not in the game, which is fair enough. We'll probably kind of assume that. The Leaker also claims that including the ocean and islands, Paldea, which is the region's name, by the way, is larger than all of the Hisui areas combined, which is good to know, because we want this game to be larger. That's kind of what it needs to be, right? It needs to be filled with content. Just because you make the map large doesn't mean anything. If you make the map large and filled with a lot of entertaining and fun stuff to do, that's what it's all about. And apparently, well, to start with, at least we know that the Hisui area is smaller than what Paldea is going to be like, or the region here in Scarlet and Violet is going to be bigger, which is awesome. By the way, there are some images floating around of the Paldea map, and also some sketches of the starter evolutions. Those are real, but the source asked us not to repost them, so we won't. So yes, we have been seeing actual leaks. Now, like I said, like he said, and like I'm going to be saying here as well, I won't be showing those images. If you want those leaks, I would say go on Twitter and you will find them. They will be out there. I can't show them, and I'm trying not to show them, just to not get in trouble with the big guy up there, aka Nintendo, right? So I don't want to get in trouble with them. So that's that. Just going to be pointing that one out. And there you go. Only one Pokemon can follow you at a time. Like recent games, they can't follow you indoors. So there you go. We know that following Pokemon are back. We kind of already knew that from the second trailer, which showed it off. So there is that info. Then we have Scarlet and Violet Leaks Part 13. here we go. So first off, the Paldean Tauros doesn't evolve. However, it has 3 different forms. Each form lives in a different area of the region. One form, apparently, is a single type. The other 2 forms have 2 types, right? So that's pretty interesting in my opinion. I think that's actually, you know what? That's pretty awesome. I mean, sure, Tauros has kind of always been like the last of the Gen 1 Pokemon that people have been really pushing to get a form, and this seems like the region where it made total sense. But the fact that it's going to get essentially 3 different forms of its regional form, I think is awesome, because it also then makes up for the fact that there are only 2 regional variants in this game, which is Wooper and Tauros. The only regional variants, regional forms, so to say, in this game. But Tauros is going to get 3, versions of that are differently colored and I guess and that fit to the different areas. Furthermore, looks like the Cantonian Tauros is also in the game. Also, right here, the new worm Pokemon was teased in the first trailer. So it's probably this, which we saw with the exploding ground and everything. This is most likely the brand new worm Pokemon. Apparently also, the single-typed Paldea Tauros is fighting type, which is pretty awesome, the one that has a singular typing. The other 2 have dual typings, as far as I understand here. Yeah, they have dual typing. So that's pretty cool. Legends, like in Legends Arceus, Pokemon don't evolve automatically. You can choose when to evolve. Yes, oh, thank you so much. This is amazing. I love the fact that that's going to be the case. That helps in a lot of ways, dude, that you don't have to, like, put on, certain stones and stuff like that to keep them from evolving. I think it's just perfect that way. I think it's good that way. Now, continue on. The flag on the image is related to the evil team. Apparently, this is related to the evil team, which we kind of have been considering, like, maybe could be the case. We thought it was to do with, like, a racing theme in the game, because the fact they look like those racing flags that they wave and whatnot during races when they're about to start. But it being connected to the evil team, not that surprising. We've been assuming that the star logo that we've been seeing has most likely been the evil team logo, and now that's kind of self-explanatory. Then they continue on and say the following, which is that Pokemon that are returning are Mimikyu, Goodra and Hisuian Goodra, and Snover. And Pokemon that are not returning are Smeargle, the Gen 5 starters, all of them, as well as Sharpedo, are not returning. Then also, there is no new Garchomp form. Fuecoco's Evo signature move is sound-based, which is interesting. I guess it makes sense because it's going to be a singer, so I guess it makes sense in that way. Palmy's evolution is very good late game. Fair enough. And there's a new 3-stage fire Pokemon, which, ooh, I love me some fire types, okay? I love me some fire types. And they reaffirm that the gyms don't have level scaling, but can be done in any order. So that's also massive information right there. Like, again, just confirming that this game is not going to have that, kind of forced path down. First of all, you're not going to be forced to do gyms in a specific manner, but at the same time, they don't have scaling, which means that, technically speaking, you can go and take on the last gym in the game. Only issue is that gym might be level like freaking 60, 70, 80 compared to you. So what you can end up doing is, without even like, just taking your own starter Pokemon and starting off from the bat, just grinding it out, you can go straight ahead, okay? Straight ahead and take on, the last gym first and then work your way backwards. That's possible. You can literally do that. Like, you can straight up do that. And I think this game is going to be an incredible game for, like, speedrunners and stuff to try to make their way. The most effective way through the game is going to be interesting to see how people figure that out and what they do about that. Because there's a lot about that can happen here. So, you guys' thoughts and opinions will be appreciated on that. But those are the infos we had. Just the base infos like that. But we still have more stuff to talk about. As you already know, we talked about the trailer at the beginning. The little trailer that dropped with the music and all. And it's cool. Like I said, it's cool. But it is disappointing because we're waiting for a real trailer to reveal concrete info, but we'll see. Also, we can't really see this tweet anymore, but he says here that apparently there's still around 40 to 70 Pokemon that haven't leaked yet. So apparently there is still stuff that, is out there that we have yet to see. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know. And then, of course, we have the list of the Pokemon that are going to be showing up, at least so far what we know. Of course, on the list, you can see them here. So we know that the Primeape is going to be a fighting ghost type, right? That's something we know already. We're going to move the image here so you guys can see what we're looking at real quick. Otherwise, it might be a little bit confusing. But yeah, we got, of course, Tauros with its 3 different forms, with, 2 of them having dual typing, one singular typing. Wooper is going to be getting poison typing, and a brand new evolution for Wooper's regional form, which is going to be the new evolution for it, as well as Giraffe getting a brand new form, which you've probably seen. Dunsparce getting a new, evolution, not form, for Giraffe, Dunsparce, and Bisharp as well, which most likely with Bisharp, it's going to be like the one where it's going to be, like, again, Pawniard based on a pawn, Bisharp based on a bishop within chess, and then the last option would be, well, most likely, the most logical choice in my opinion, would be the king or the queen, right, for the, the Bisharp, Evo, which could be a split Evo in terms of gender differences, right, a gender split, so to say. Then you have the Paradox Pokemon, which we know are Jigglypuff, Amoonguss, Volcarona for both games, but which have past and a future form. Then possibly Salamence, Tyranitar, those are not confirmed. Some secret Gen 2 Pokemon for both games, and then Mr. Drevis and Hariyama, with, of course, the last being the Convergent species, which are Pokemon that look very similar to existing Pokemon, but are in no way related to them. They're just mimicking their, like, natural aspects of those Pokemon in some sort of way. So keep that in mind. And of course, let's finish this off with a lovely theory from our boy Soul Silver Art, who came out with a post saying that he has some a bit of a theory, thanks to some of the posts from Riddler who's been saying after these leaks, that Ku replied to a post of mine saying that Koraidon and Miraidon aren't the same Pokemon, but they're more like Solgaleo and Lunala. But not that they evolved from the same pre-Evo. Well, it must be that Koraidon and Miraidon are Paradox Pokemon, so they will be included in the past and future thing. They're basically, to say like this, Koraidon and Miraidon aren't the same Pokemon. They're the same concept, as I've said before, of how you think of a current-day tiger and a saber-toothed tiger from the past, and compare all that to, for example, a cat. All of them share some kind of DNA. They share a heritage of sorts, but they are different animals. The same way that you can look at, like, different kind of, you can't really say that a lion and a tiger are the same animal. They're two separate animals, but they do share similarities, obvious similarities, but they're not the same. So basically the same thing is happening here. These two are Paradox Pokemon. Koraidon is a Paradox Pokemon, and same thing on the other end. Miraidon is. Okay, they're both Paradox Pokemon. Both of them are Pokemon that do share similarities. DNA even possibly, but they're not the same. They are two different entities. In any way you you twist it, they're different things. Again, the same way you can't say that all monkeys are the same. Monkeys, gorillas, they all are different. You differentiate them. That's why we have different names for them. Sure, you can just say they're all monkeys, sure, but we do have a reason we differentiate between them, because they do have physical traits that differentiate them between them. Same thing with other animals. There is things that differentiate between them, which is why, we put those animals into different categories when we, look at them, right? Oh, this is a, this is a lion, this is a tiger, this is a leopard, this is a cheetah, or whatever, right? We differentiate between them for that reason. So keep that in mind. But basically goes on and says, do you think that Solgaleo and Lunala are the same beings? Don't read too much about this because it's not the same, but it will help you your interference. They are bounded. And says, kind of like branch paths of a Pokemon like Cosmog and Cosmoem into Lunala and Solgaleo. He said, nope, not that. And then he says, just like a Solgaleo and Lunala are Ultra Beasts, which seems to be the equivalent of Paradox Pokemon in Gen 7. So if you want to have a good idea about what are a past or future Pokemon will look like, well, Koraidon and Miraidon are your best examples. If this is true, this leads us to another conclusion. What Ku said about was obviously also a riddle, a play on this new Paradox Pokemon concept. They technically are the same Pokemon, just ancestors and descendants of the same Pokemon. We also know that a Pokemon like Volcarona has both past and future versions, so this is almost definitely the same case for Koraidon and Miraidon. They may not evolve from the same pre-Evo like Nebby does, but like our present-day Volcarona, they must both come from the same present version of their species. In short, I believe there is a present iguana version. So there is a present version, a current-day version of, this Pokemon that exists. Which, even if you look back here at what Eclipse said, our fakes are cool, yeah, but I'm more excited about the past and future forms, and you should be too. Way better. Think about Koraidon and Miraidon as the past and future forms of a certain Pokemon that we don't know, so you can all tell how much difference has been observed in their designs, which is awesome. It's no third legendary, it's very similar. Classic Game Freak, in my opinion. They may even just be regular old Pokemon, like a Jigglypuff. that becomes legendary. Like, we know these new Paradox Pokemon are basically now legendaries based off of regular present day Pokemon, which is crazy, dude. So I think this is amazing. I think this is fantastic. And again, shout outs to Soul for this. Definitely go follow him on Twitter because he has some of the best theories when it comes to this stuff. But I think this is perfect. I think this gives a perfect explanation for all of this, a perfect explanation for our situation, and explains why these Pokemon look so similar, but we keep being told that they're not the same, because they aren't the same. The same way a tiger and a lion are not the same. The same way a Sabertooth from the past and a, lion from today are not the same, even though they clearly do share, some kind of DNA most likely. I mean, sure, maybe I'm making just blanket statements here. I don't know the intricacies of the DNA of all the different cat species and all the different, cats in the world or whatever, but I'm just making a general statement just to give you an idea of how to look at this, because it doesn't go that crazy deep, but just giving you a surface level interpretation of all this. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be pretty much it for today's video, guys. Before we leave though, I want to just really quickly just thank you all first of all for all, just generally all the support recently. It has been genuinely incredible. Like, you guys have been going all out, but also I want to just say that we have a different channel which I think you guys may enjoy, and I just posted our second video there, which you guys may have noticed. I've been making multiple channels. I've been working on many things. It's because I've been trying to just more or less actually almost have fun more with this whole YouTube thing, and try to do more than just a singular channel, a singular thing. I've been trying to do more than one thing at a time, just to keep myself almost happy in a way, because you gotta understand, covering rumors day in and day out, it can become a bit tedious. But I want to just mention that we have opened this channel actually a while back now. We opened up this channel alongside a few of our other channels, including RUFFLEDLIVE Plays, but RUFFLEDLIVE is where we do these little mini challenges with some of our friends. If you guys can go over there and check it out, we're at 113 subs. We're trying to push higher, trying to get it to 1,000 subs before the end of this year, if that is possible. And so far we have 2 videos out. A new one was posted earlier, and I still have another one coming out tomorrow, and another one coming out on Sunday. So definitely go over, subscribe, check out the 2 videos that are there. It would be appreciated. Again, it really would go a long way, and it would help me out if you guys wouldn't mind doing that. But again, it's up to you if you want to. Again, it would just be appreciated. It would go a long way. Because you guys may notice I have multiple different channels that I work on. So, it would be appreciated. That's all I'm going to say. It would be really appreciated. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye.